It happens every single time, without exception. You shake someone's hand, you hear the name, and 3 seconds later that name simply disappears, as if it never existed, as if your brain had opened a window and thrown that information out without warning. The neuroscience world calls this blocking interference, but the truth is far darker than any technical term can describe. Your brain did not fail. It deleted that name on purpose, to free up space for information it considers infinitely more dangerous and urgent than the name of a stranger. You think you forgot because you were distracted, but your primitive brain had a completely different agenda in that moment. While you were struggling to remember a simple sound of 2 or 3 syllables, your subconscious was busy doing other, far more complex things. It was scanning the environment for invisible threats. It was analyzing the body language of the person in front of you. It was reading tone of voice, measuring physical distance, calculating intentions you did not even know you were evaluating. It is a biological survival priority. A name is socially convenient, but it is not a survival necessity. And your brain, that high-speed processor carrying millions of years of evolution, made an executive decision in a fraction of a second. It decided that the stranger in front of you was a variable that needed processing, not a memory that needed storing. You are not losing your mind. You are being hunted by your own evolutionary instincts. And the name you just lost? That was the price you paid to stay safe. But here is where things get truly disturbing. Your brain does not leave a blank space where the name was. It immediately fills that gap with a shortcut, a tag, a functional label based on the most immediate and salient feature of that person at that exact moment. Neuroscientists call this the stranger heuristic. When your brain decides to discard the name, it does not leave a void. It instantly generates a replacement tag. It could be the color of the person's shirt. It could be a nervous tick in their eye. It could be the way they held their phone like a shield. It could be a handshake that was too weak or too strong. Your brain is executing an efficiency hack. It is reducing a complex and complete human being down to a single functional data point. Why bother remembering a random name when you can remember the guy who looked like he was about to ask for a favor? Why store an identity when you can store a threat assessment? Think about the last time you blanked on a name. I bet you could describe that person in disturbing detail. The expression on their face, the way they moved, whether they seemed anxious or arrogant or bored, whether they smelled like old coffee or perfume that was too strong. That is your brain being an evolutionary genius at all the wrong things. It prioritized the threat assessment over social courtesy, and it did that without consulting you, without warning you, without asking your permission. And here is the dark reality that nobody tells you. If you are constantly forgetting names, it means your brain has categorized almost everyone you meet as either a potential threat or a temporary distraction. You are not just bad with names. You are living in a constant state of preemptive social defense, where the name is always the first casualty of your survival instinct. But the problem goes far beyond social embarrassment. When that name is deleted and the label takes its place, something much deeper begins to happen. You stop remembering John and start remembering the guy who seemed annoyed. You forget Mary and carry instead the image of the woman who was on her phone during the conversation. You abandon the person's real identity and replace it with a quick reference card created in 3 seconds of primitive judgment. And that card becomes permanent. It is an intellectual shortcut that completely bypasses empathy. When you label someone, you stop listening to what that person actually says. You start listening only to confirm the original label. If you classified them as arrogant in those first 3 seconds, every word they speak will sound arrogant to your ears. Every gesture will seem like confirmation of what you already decided. You are not just forgetting a name anymore. You are building a psychological barrier. And that barrier is exactly what destroys your social capital without you even noticing. Because when you treat people as data points in a file, your conversation becomes transactional, robotic. too shallow to create any real connection. You lose the nuance, you lose the surprise, you lose the possibility of genuine connection, all because your brain thought it was saving energy by deleting a detail that did not help you survive. You think you are simply bad at remembering names, but you are actually training your brain to devalue every new person you meet. This heuristic does not just change how you perceive others, it dictates how you are perceived in return. When you treat people as data points, you project an energy of disinterest, of indifference, and worse, of insignificance. You become just another background character in someone else's simulation, someone who was physically present but genuinely absent. And in a world where attention is the most valuable currency that exists, seeming absent is the same as seeming irrelevant. So what do you do with all of this? You invert the mechanism. You stop being the passive victim of your brain's survival deletions, and you start being the conscious architect of your own social influence. The next time you shake someone's hand, you are going to do one simple and powerful thing. Look directly into that person's eyes for 2 full seconds. Repeat their name out loud immediately after hearing it. Not because it is polite, but because you are forcing your primitive brain to register that person as important. You are hacking your own survival system from the inside. Because when you remember someone's name, you are not just being kind or well-mannered. You are signaling something far more powerful. You are saying, without words, I was completely present. You mattered enough for me to pay real attention. And that is one of the most underestimated and most effective ways to build real and lasting social influence. People do not follow whoever is the smartest person in the room. They follow whoever makes them feel seen. Whoever makes them feel they truly exist in another person's perception. That is the core of every genuine human influence that has ever existed. Memory is power. Attention is power. Real presence is power. And now you know exactly how these mechanisms work against you every single day without you noticing. So the choice is in front of you, and it is simple. You can keep letting your brain delete names and reduce complex people to 3-second labels. You can keep building invisible psychological barriers that prevent any real connection. You can keep being perceived as someone who was present but not really there. Or you can start training your attention as a tool of influence. You can start building a presence that people remember long after you have left the room. You can stop being just another data point in someone's perception and start being the person they actually saw. The question is not whether this will happen again. It will. Your brain is going to try to delete the next name you hear. The question is whether you are going to let it. If this video opened something in your mind, comment right now. Write the name of someone you met recently and could not remember, just the first name. You will realize how often this happens to everyone at the same time. Save this video. The next time you are heading to an event, a meeting, a networking session, watch it again before you walk in. This is the kind of content that permanently changes how people perceive you.